Hold up. Do you remember this portion of TV too? My dad was an old head, so he'd put Boomerang on to relive his childhood through me. Between this and TV Land, which I'll be getting into in another video, I grew up watching a wide variety of old, new, classic, and mysterious television broadcasts over the years. Now, let's give it some backstory. Boomerang is an American cable TV program that was curated on December 8th, 1992, as a way for Warner Brothers to dedicate a slot to their classic animation library, which they had built up over the years. Which, in my opinion, was a great way to bridge the gap between the old and new shows back in the 90s. These blocks of classic shows would run for 4 hours on the newly released Cartoon Network every single weekend. Many of the shows that broadcast during the Boomerang time slot were older Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like The Flintstones, Top Cat, The Yogi Bear Show, and The Smurfs, to name a few. These classic shows mixed with the early shows of Cartoon Network's lineup in the 90s made for what I'd call the golden age of Cartoon Network. Hit after hit of good shows to watch that often had a life lesson or two mixed in for good measure. Until they decided to try something new. Their usual time slot was switched multiple times, causing it to be infrequent. Also, the time slot would slowly be reduced from 4 hours to only 3 of classic, quality Hanna-Barbera content. This would steady out over time as they would continue to refine their network though. However, on April 1st, 2000, Turner Broadcasting System launched the Boomerang channel due to overwhelming positive reception to the time slot. And I can definitely attest to that. I loved the eclectic mix of the shows that they played as a child. Seeing the world from this timeless perspective as a kid was absolutely mind-blowing. They would still run the time slot on Cartoon Network for another 4 years, until October 3rd, 2004. Its own channel dedicated to 24/7 unfiltered access to all those classic shows I so badly wanted to rewatch. After the release of the Boomerang channel, I would spend hours watching their content. Even the bumpers before and after the shows made me feel like I was in store for something good. Don't you even get me started on the songs they'd have from the different TV shows. I mean, Magilla Gorilla for sale? I still bump to that. And don't even get me going on Jabberjaws. Come on. Oh man. I'd watch these after I did my homework right along with PBS and other channels. Since I grew up on an island so close to the US, we get channels broadcast to us from time to time. I'm honestly so glad I was fortunate enough to see these to become the cartoon character I am today. But we also had access to so much unfettered content from all over the world at this time. As a young boy of 9, I'd jump from Rocket Power to Johnny Quest to Cow and Chicken, back over to the Wild Thornberrys, crossover with the Rugrats. The TV was my window to the world, and I was its little sponge. Which is great, because my head is filled with all this amazing, not really needed knowledge that I'm lining up to deliver just for you. I remember this portion of TV being the Wild West for good content during the morning through afternoon hours of the workday. I was a sick boy who had bad allergies and asthma. I was inside unless I was dragged out of my room most of the time. Most of the shows during this era were going through the babyfication of their characters, or were pure adrenaline and action. Something about Max or Turbo or whatever name was popular with kids my age back in the 90s to early 2000s. Even though I loved some of the newer shows coming out at the time, I'd always find myself searching for the shows I remembered as a kid. Those beautiful rose-colored glasses and nostalgia just keep calling me like I owe them money or something. It's terrible. I got derailed again. Boomerang kept it pretty simple during this time period, running classic TV shows and eventually reruns from Cartoon Network. Warner Brothers had set up a perfect system of recycling their previous library content while allowing new ones to blossom. As a fan of both new and old animation, I love being able to see these shows and now to show them to my own kids, just like my dad did in the past. Boomerang did not stop there. The channel expanded globally, bringing the joys of classic cartoons to audiences all around the world. From North America to Europe, Asia, and beyond. Boomerang has become a household name for families seeking wholesome, timeless entertainment. I often thought that these old shows had a very distinct quality of charm to them. Like they never lost their soul no matter how much time progressed. The characters, the background artwork, the musical scoring, these all work together in such perfect harmony to create such vivid and realized characters that felt like friends who I'd catch up with every week as they told their tales and adventures through a creative narrative. The shows in this time slot, as antiquated as they are now, they still give so much joy and inspiration to countless others, including myself. I just hope that now you give yourself the opportunity to reach your hands out so that you can also catch the boomerang. Yeah, it's okay, I'll see myself out, guys. Hey, if you stuck around for this long, first off, congrats for making it all the way through this video. Thank you immensely. I'm starting out this channel where I create reviews and recollections of shows and channels and things I've seen in the past. If you like this content and you'd like to see more, click on the subscribe button for me. And if you like this video, help me out by clicking on the like button too. If you'd like to see another video where I review another TV show from my past, click on the video here. And if you have any suggestions for shows or movies you'd like me to review, let me know down in the comments. Oh, and if you're still here after all this, comment potato. Thanks, see you in the next one.